What is up, nerds? Jerry from the Nerds coming to you with this week's edition of Drinking with Them Nerds presents a review in Midori. This week we'll be making a take on the Midori Sour while reviewing episode 2 of Moon Knight. If you haven't started watching Moon Knight so far, you are missing out. This is one of the best series that's come out on Disney+. So this week's episode finds Steven still lying in bed, waking up chained to it. He thinks that it's a dream, so he gets himself ready and heads off to work to the museum. And it's there where he finds the devastation still from the night before, the battle with the jackal. He tries to look on the surveillance camera only to find it's himself battling himself. Now let's get started with this drink with 1 ounce of Midori. A newly unemployed Steven decides to do some investigating on Mark. It is there that he is able to find a storage locker with all the equipment that Mark's been using to kill people with. An internal battle between Steven and Mark starts, and Khonsu ends up appearing. A terrified Steven runs for his life directly into a woman, Mark's wife, Layla. Layla, believing this is all an act, is there to have one thing done, signing divorce paperwork. Now you're going to want to add 1 ounce of triple sec to the glass. They return to Steven's apartment where Steven's able to convince her that he is not the Mark that she knows. But unfortunately, their reunion is short-lived when 2 of Arthur's men come and capture Steven. Layla is able to escape with the scarab. Arthur tries to convince Steven that Khonsu is the real problem, but when Layla appears, they both run with the scarab. Now add 1 ounce of sweet and sour to the glass. Steven and Layla are being chased by a jackal that only Steven can see. Layla and Mark both try to convince Steven to unleash the suit, but this is something that Steven doesn't know how to do. Being thrown from a window to certain death, this is when Steven finally unleashes the suit, but he unleashes a suit that he knows, which is Mr. Knight. Mr. Knight is literally Steven in the suit. Now fill your glass with your favorite lemon lime soda. I'm using 7-Up. This comedic battle happens between Mr. Knight and the Jackal for quite a while, until finally Steven is convinced by Mark to allow Mark to have control over Steven's body. This is one of the best parkour scenes you've seen since The Office. Moon Knight is able to best the Jackal with Mark killing on the last thing that Steven said, that he was only doing this for himself. Steven and Mark have an argument about what each other are losing by serving Khonsu. But Mark makes it clear that he'll continue to serve Khonsu to make sure that Layla is never taken as his avatar. Steven isn't able to understand this because in his world, he's never been loved or been able to love anyone else. He can't even get a date, so he doesn't understand giving up everything in order to save this woman. We are almost to the end, so you know what that means. Garnish. Go ahead and add a cherry to the glass. Steven pushes Mark and pushes Mark and pushes Mark until Mark finally breaks, crashing the mirror in front of him and pushing Steven further away. Is this Steven? Is it Mark? Is it a personality that we haven't met yet? I guess we'll have to wait till next week to find out. But why don't you tell me what you think? And also tell me what you thought of this drink. While you're down there, like and subscribe. And as always, stay nerdy. Is this Mark? Is this Steven? Is it a third personality we haven't met yet? We don't know. But why don't you leave a comment and let me know what you think and what you thought about this drink. And while you're down there, like and subscribe. And as always, stay nerdy.
At We Them Nerds on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. That's all for now. Be good to each other.